What up? All my scientists, my artists, my philosophers, my geneticists, my roboticists, my biologists, my archaeologists, my astronomers. Let's get busy. This has been Busy from the Burbs. 3, 2, 1. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ben Busy from the Burbs, broadcasting to you from Osaka, Japan. I'm joined by my co-host, Trailer Park Master Chef Alan Moore.
What's going on?
What up? Yo.
What's up, man?
What is going on in the f***ing world today? We have
Everything.
a very special guest on the program. Trailer Park Master Chef, why don't you introduce our awesome, incredible, amazing, unparalleled guest for today.
Our guest today is going to be JONAS DIEHARD. Me and Jonas met
Jonas
quite
DIEHARD.
a long time ago. Jonas is a Belgium native. Me and Jonas met quite a long time ago on a World of Warcraft private server.
How dare you?
Where we were utilizing Blizzard's maps and scripts to our advantage to not have to pay for their services while other people design maps for us to play on. It was fun. We had a good time. But me and Jonas ended up hitting it off as friends. We've been in contact ever since. I actually got to follow him through a pretty impressive and absurd journey through that he had going through Texas, actually. It was a backpacking trip. It's pretty insane. I don't think we're going to go over that quite as much this episode, but that is going to be a later series where we cover the life and chronicles of JONAS DIEHARD in America.
Sweet Texan action.
What's going on, Jonas?
What's up, Jonas? How are you?
Howdy.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
All right. Where in Belgium are you located?
Well, I'm in Flanders, right next to the border with the Netherlands, actually.
I love his accent. I'm in Flanders, right next to the border with the main.
You don't want to
I
hear him.
reckon I picked a bit of text on the way there.
A little bit text in there. Never do that ever again, Jonas. Okay? Ever. Jonas, what do you do? What is your, how do you pass the time in sweet Belgium town, in sweet Flanders?
Hell, I don't really know at the moment. Well, at the moment, I just live in my mother's basement and go on crazy adventures.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. You live in mom's basement, so you don't have to pay rent. You just get to smoke weed and get drunk and just do whatever the hell you want.
That's the plan, yeah.
All right. Sounds like a plan, Big J. So
Jonas's big claim to fame, though, is Jonas just goes backpacking in random places with low amounts of money and manages to last for long periods of time.
What about
Texas being probably the most impressive to me, considering he's never been to America ever.
What about dick size? You got
How
some
big's your
meat?
dick, Jonas?
You got
You got a fat dick?
What?
You got a hog on you there, Jonas? You
Fat
working with a
Jonas.
big piece of
Packing
meat?
that big old Belgian cannon.
Yeah, you got that. So,
Yep.
did you enjoy yourself in Texas? And by enjoy, I mean, did you have hot sex with tons of sluts and women of all sorts?
Well, I'm sorry to tell y'all, but if you smell like sweat all the time and you never take a shower, you ain't getting much of that.
Oh, really? All right, ladies, you hear that?
No.
You hear that, ladies? If you smell like sweat, Jonas is not putting his penis inside you.
No, I think that he
smell
said
like
he smelled
sweat,
like
yeah.
sweat all the time, so he didn't get any.
Oh, wait a minute, Jonas, you smelled like sweat all the time?
All the time, bud.
You didn't take a shower while you were over there?
I can't put a shower in my backpack.
Ah, he was backpacking it. But you,
Yeah.
you're
that was the whole idea.
I mean, aren't you? Where are you sleeping? I don't understand. Like, do you have a tent in your backpack?
No, I got myself a little tarp and some ropes.
He made lean-tos, bro.
You made
On his
Yeah,
way on
lean-tos.
this
That's
trip.
what it's for.
You made lean-tos. Presumably, you had a sleeping bag,
Yeah, I did have a sleeping bag and a little sleeping roll.
which must have smelled god awful by the time you finally got back to Belgium.
Yeah, no, I got used to the smell. Nobody else did, though.
Goodness gracious. Would you just
Jonas-
would you just take feces and just wipe it on yourself? Like just to clean yourself, you know?
No.
Big old
No,
chunks of
it
poops?
did not get that bad, but it was pretty bad
Nah?
though.
Jonas had my whole thing about this was like Jonas had a surprisingly positive trip to America. Like my whole thing was I thought he was gonna get here,
He's gonna get
especially going
raped
to
and
somewhere
murdered.
like Texas. Yeah, right away. Like and surprisingly, from what he said about Texas, it makes me want to fucking move there. It sounds awesome.
There's good people
And
in
Jonas
Texas.
is- yeah, apparently.
Mhm.
Jonas, how many families would you say ended up actually like helping you out and like picking you up on the way during this trip? Because I know that you had like a lot of really good experiences with a lot of really good people. It seemed like.
Well, pretty much everyone that stopped to talk to me, picked me up, and adopted me. That'd be like, hey, somewhere between 10 and 15 families
That's fucking crazy, and that happened in a 6-month
Yeah.
period, right?
in the 6-month period. Yeah.
Where did you get the idea to go to Texas? And you said that you're not doing anything except living in mom's basement. Where do you get the money to do that? Are you mining Bitcoin or something? Are you selling gold on the Chinese gold market on World of Warcraft? Like, how are you making money to afford the trip?
Well, this money I got from some summer jobs in high school.
How old are you, Jonas?
I'm 21 right now.
Oh, that's perfect gigolo
Oh, I
age
just-
right there. And were
You
you
can do whatever
selling
you
your
want.
Age.
were you selling your nasty body on the side of the road in Texas to afford the rest of the trip while you were over there?
I tried that once or twice, but
It didn't
no
work.
luck.
Ah, yeah,
No
I think you
buyers.
need to shower.
Yeah, man. Life's hard without showers.
Jonas, what was your sustainable food? I forgot. What was like the one thing you ate the most of while you're like walking around in the wilderness in Texas, following train tracks like an old hobo? And I mean that in the best possible way.
I had a lot of grits, but I didn't eat them because they were horrible.
Sweet grits. Did you
Gonna need
meet
a
any?
microwave.
Did you learn to speak Spanish while you were over there? A lot of Mexicans in Texas.
Hell no.
Oh, hell no. Jonas says
Goddamn it,
hell
son.
no. You got something
English is
against
good enough for Jesus. It's good enough for me. Damn it.
you wait a minute. Hold on. You got something against the good people of Mexico, Jonas?
No, definitely not. No, they're all. I actually got a job offer from one. It was
I'm
a
sorry,
real nice
what?
fella.
He had a
I got
job
a
offer
job
from
offer
one.
and-
A job
right, yeah.
offer. Sometimes it's
Yeah, he
difficult to hear what he's saying because the Belgian accent is really actually quite thick. Jonas, you said that you picked up some Texan. What were some of the words or expressions that you learned to say while you were in Texas besides yeehaw? All right, everybody knows yeehaw.
Yo, he says yeehaw so
Yeehaw.
much too. That's the best.
Nah, I got I reckon, I figure,
Ah,
I'll fix you.
I'm sorry. Did
All
you say I'll text you?
self-expressions.
Hmm?
What was that last one, Jonas?
I'm fixing to.
I'm fixin' to. And what does that
Yeah.
mean, Jonas?
It means I'm going to.
Yeah, all right,
ready to.
Jonas.
Jonas
boy.
is picking up the local lingo like a champ.
Did you get to
Yeehaw,
shoot any
partner.
guns? There are
Second
three
one.
things that you need to do when you're in Texas. 1, shoot guns. 2, eat Texas barbecue. 3, I don't know, ride a horse
Shoot-
with
shoot
spurs
guns.
on. Did you get to do any of those 3 things, Jonas?
I got to all 3 of them.
Really?
I shot guns, I ate barbecue, and I rode a horse.
Did you get to have sex with anything while you were over there?
Well, there's a couple trees there that I've had fond memory made.
You had romantic relationships
On
with
that,
some of the
not
trees.
much.
Jonas is
didn't
a fine, wholesome Belgian boy.
Did that damage
Ben.
your penis? I mean, when you're rubbing your penis up against bark like that, and a lot of the trees in Texas are actually cacti, so you're not
More rough, actually, than normal trees, if you didn't know that.
right. So did that damage? Did you have any bleeding from your penis happening? Did that
No,
occur?
nothing permanent, no.
Nothing permanent. No permanent damage.
No.
Fair enough. I think
no
that's.
damage
I think
done.
we can say that about most sex with most women.
Jonas, what are you doing with yourself? What are you doing with your life?
Jonas is doing whatever he wants, man.
I
He's
do,
living
I
the
do
dream.
whatever I want. I'm a tourist.
Yeah.
Jonas is a professional tourist.
What
How
were
about
some of those jobs that you said that you had that allowed you to fund your trip to Texas?
Well, I was a cleaning lady for about a month.
You were a cleaning lady.
I was a cleaning lady,
What
sir.
does that mean? Like you dressed up like a woman and went to clean people's houses?
No, I just went to clean.
Have you ever sold your nasty body for sex, Jonas?
No, I can't say I
that?
did.
Ben, are you trying to buy Jonas's dick?
Well, maybe I am. Maybe I am.
When
What's
it
it
just
to
turned
you?
into a prostitution ring for
I'm just
Belgian
asking
men.
questions, okay? I'm just asking questions.
Like
That's
Ben's
it.
thinking he frequents America. He has an accent. He might suck dick for money.
Yeah, exactly. You know, maybe we can meet up. You know, I'm always willing to help the
Oh
poor.
God!
You know.
You could backpack in South Carolina anytime.
Oh yeah. What else was there? Jonas, jobs, education.
Jobs. What kind of fucking jobs were you doing down there? Like what kind of shit? Because I know that like day labor is crazy as fuck, especially in a place like Texas. So like,
Was he
what
working?
types of jobs were you doing? Well, I mean, obviously it had to be day labor.
Yeah.
So like, what were you fucking? You throwing cinder blocks and shit? Like getting to
Yeah.
experience the American dream or what it's supposed to be?
Yeah. I did a bit of that. I worked at a house moving company, like a small
Ugh.
town company.
Oh,
That's-
so you were like helping people move in and out of their houses.
Yeah,
and
That's
stuff.
hard work.
No, moving the actual house.
Furniture. No, moving house.
Moving
Oh,
house.
so you specialize in the type of house that I live in, where you help move the entire house. So
Yeah.
like when you live in a trailer, Ben, the cool thing is that you have this hitch that's underneath your house, and someone can hook it up to a truck and pull it away if you don't pay your bills. It's pretty fucking sweet. Whoever came up with that idea is a genius.
But you always have to contend with those guys on the highway because they take up all fucking three lanes of the highway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but most Americans are pretty responsible and pay their bills, I think. You don't see so many.
Why did
trailers
you
on the
choose
road.
Texas? Of all the states that you could have gone to, Jonas, why Texas?
It's Texas. It's basically the America of America.
It's the
If you
America
want
of
peace,
America.
You gotta go to Texas.
It's like the capital of America.
In some ways, it
Basically.
is, isn't it?
Yeah,
People
yeah. I mean,
think about the
realistically,
U.S.
if you think about the most harsh stereotypes about America,
Mm-hmm.
where does everybody fucking point to? Every time, and it's not like necessarily a good or a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like it just fucking is what it is. Like Texas is just, it's like a caricature of America.
Did you, at
Yeah,
any
it is.
point during your trip, Jonas, encounter an old Texan man who looked at you with a handlebar mustache, maybe cowboy hat down over his eyes, and said, "You ain't from around here, are you, boy?" Or, "You ain't too smart, are you, boy?"
Ooh, I had a couple of times. Yeah.
It did happen.
Not that too smart, but they could always tell I wasn't from around there.
Jonas, tell the story about let's tell a story. We're gonna do one story.
Oh, yeah,
So tell
one
me the
story.
story about that dude that shot the gun. So we're gonna do let's do 3 hours leading up to you meeting him. So we'll say like what were you doing in the 3 hours before you meeting him, and then what fucking occurred after that, and then after you fell asleep, what finished. Just do that.
All right. So, let's see. That day, I was just getting to the national forest, which is where I'm sure everyone knows this, but you can like camp there and stuff for free.
Where was this located?
That was Sam
Deep
Houston,
in
I
the
think.
heart of Texas. That's where it was located.
Yeah. Well, I was more on the edges there, up north from Houston,
Okay.
pretty close to the Gulf still. So I was bicycling there. That was on the second day I had my bicycle.
Okay, did you buy that bicycle because I told you should buy a bicycle?
No, I bought that bicycle because I got kicked off the railroad.
But I totally told you should buy a bicycle and you bought one like 3 days later.
Yeah, that might have been it. Yeah.
I'm gonna take credit.
Basically, your
Jonas.
survival in Texas can be credited to Trailer
me.
Park Master Chef's guidance.
100%, everything.
So
you wouldn't
bow
have lived
down.
without me, Jonas.
You basically owe him a blowjob, Jonas. So next time you come to the States, you're gonna have to suck some big old Trailer Park Master Chef dick.
Well,
Okay.
I'll use some sausage instead.
So you got kicked off the railroad. You got a bike. You're on the road, and then what happened?
And then we'll have so I'll bike into this forest, and someone that told me there was a campsite somewhere.
Bike
in the
into
middle of
the
the forest.
forest.
Mm. So I go there, and and there's a couple people there on the campsite, and you're supposed to put money in an envelope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're in the forest.
So I'm in the middle of the forest, right?
There's people in there.
There's people in the forest. It's a campsite.
Okay.
And when I ride to the campsite, I see the sign saying, "This is a campsite.
Right.
No shooting guns here."
What kind of people are there in the campsite? Are these like families, or are these like grody looking people? Are these like suspicious people?
No, they weren't suspicious. There were a couple of younger people with their trucks. And they were from Galveston, I think. They were just playing games,
Were there females there?
So there were quite a few good-looking ones.
They were attractive. Did they have large, beautiful
did,
eyes?
From what I remember, yeah.
Were they wearing skimpy clothing, bikinis, perhaps?
No bikinis, no.
What were they wearing?
Ooh, just regular clothing, jeans, shirts.
Tight jeans?
I think there were some tight jeans in there, yeah.
Nice, yeah, all up in there. All right. Okay, so you're in the forest with these hot chicks that are in these tight jeans, and what's going on? What's happening? Are you kicking it to them?
What's happening? No, I think they could smell me coming. I mean, they were real nice and all, but...
You're saying your odor was carrying up the fucking road to these people?
I don't think it was too bad that day.
You're still pretty new. So you're rolling into this park.
Yeah.
Now, at what point did you encounter this gentleman?
Oh, well, he was also on the campsite.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I went up to him and talked to him was because on the campsite you're supposed to pay like $5 or $2 or whatever it is to stay on the campsite, and you have to put the money into an envelope and put it into a little box. And this was before I figured out that a dime was 10 cents. I thought a dime was 2 cents. Because I'm a tourist. I don't know nothing. So I only have like a $10 bill and then a bunch of dimes. And so I figured,
How the fuck did you end up with a bunch of dimes?
How do you end up with a
Jonas?
bunch of dimes?
Honestly, I don't remember.
You just ended up with like a bunch of weird change.
Yeah.
and
Wait a
shit.
minute, you don't remember like what percentage of this trip were you just drunk out of your mind the entire time?
Well, actually not that much.
Like 50%?
No,
60?
it was like real low there. Like maybe 1, 2.
Were you high?
No, but everything felt like I was real high though.
Nice.
Well, I mean, yeah,
that
that out-of-body experience is really weird. I know, like, me and Ben, we went to Japan for the first time. I don't know about you, Ben. Like, the first time I touched down in a foreign country I'd never fucking been in, where everyone speaks a language that I don't fluently speak. That shit was bizarre.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more extreme with Japan because Jonas has always spoken some English, but I can imagine, like, the crazy parallel of land. Like, there's rednecks now that make me uncomfortable, and I live in the fucking South.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I can't imagine like being a fucking like conservative Belgium dude.
Jonas, what other
like, fairly in
countries
your
have you
20s
visited?
that's fucking having to talk to some of these people.
Is Texas the only country you visited other than Belgium, of course?
I actually went to France and the Netherlands, of course. And I think Germany as well, and then Greece once. And Greece was the furthest I've been.
How was Greece?
It was pretty, yeah.
Did you see any girls down there? Any females?
Ooh, that was a long time ago. I don't think there was too many to see.
Oh wait, you were like, yeah, you were probably too young.
How old
Yeah,
were you when
like-
you went to Greece?
Probably 12 or something.
Ah,
Yeah,
that didn't count.
12 or 13. So
All right.
You didn't really
I was
experience
in
Greece.
Mexico when I was like 13, but all I saw was some iguanas and my mom get drunk.
Yeah.
So like, that didn't really count.
When you go to a foreign country when you're younger, like you don't get to experience that country. You know, you're with
Yeah.
your parents, like you're not getting a chance to have sex with anything. You know what I mean? Like it's just not the same experience. So maybe you should go back to Greece, start slanging around that nasty Flanders meat, just
sex tourism,
flapping
is
it around.
apparently the greatest thing ever now.
throwing it in some stuff.
I hear
Yeah.
you, bud.
Okay, so you're in the forest. There are these sexy women. They're taking off their clothes, and you fucking walk up to them, and you stink, and they're like, "Ooh, Jonas, I love your smell." And then you start making out with them in the bed of a truck, and you have sex with them, right?
It's close. It's close.
Okay, so you had a bunch of
that's right,
dimes or
though.
something, and you tried to put it
Yeah,
in
I
the
had a bunch of
envelope.
dimes.
And the guy the
No.
guy basically propositioning you for sex. How many times did you get propositioned for sex? Be honest. Because I know it happened at least once.
Well, actually, did it?
It probably
There was one
did.
guy-
you probably just didn't
One guy
want
was
to work.
hitting on me, but he didn't actually make any indecent proposals. But
But
Oh,
he
you actually got
invited
hit on
you
by
to
a dude for real?
he invited you to sleep at his house though. How many
no,
times
no,
did that
that's
happen?
pretty common.
I mean, there's plenty of people who invited him to sleep at his house.
Yeah,
It
'cause
doesn't
they
mean
all
they were
wanna-
making homoerotic advances.
They all want to have homoerotic sex with him. I mean, that's what that's why people do things. It's out of they want to have sex. Like that's why
Man,
everyone
you're on
does
like
anything.
you're on like a dick in the pussy trip this morning.
Exactly.
Dick in the butthole.
or dick in the
trip this
butthole.
morning.
Yeah, exactly. In the case of Jonas. So okay, you're in the forest. The guy tries to proposition you for sex. You say no thanks. You put the dimes in the envelope, and then there are guns. How did these guns
yeah,
get?
there again.
Yeah, how did
Well,
So this was
Well,
a very.
I'll-
Let's start by saying this is a very drunk fucking dude you rolled up on. Who else
Yeah,
happened to
he
be
was.
a convicted
He was.
felon? It's like
Oh,
one of
God.
the first Americans you come into contact with.
apparently he was a convicted felon. I found out later, but he was drunk. He had his whole back of the truck was all filled with like his horse stuff because he had like a horse trailer,
Mhm.
and then empty beer cans and vodka and whiskey and
Didn't
God.
you say this dude was also like substantially wealthy and owned like a large portion of this property that you guys
Tract
were fucking
of land.
standing on at the time? So this dude is like this
I don't know.
functioning derelict. Like he's fucking just standing drunk on his property.
That's
and
awesome.
intercepts Jonas.
And he's like, "Hey, boy, you ain't from around here, are you?
And
Come
Jonas
on
has been
over
there
here."
10 minutes.
How old is this guy, Jonas? How old was he?
no, must have been 40 something.
40? Did you
yeah.
want to have sex with him? Okay, sorry, that's the last
So
one.
at what point did
No.
this dude fucking like pull his gun out? Tell me, it's like, how did this escalate? So you're bullshitting with this dude.
By gun, you mean
There's an
penis.
exchange of money. And then when did this dude decide to fucking display America by fucking dropping a couple rounds in the ground?
Well, first he gave me a beer.
Of course.
So, I mean, it's Texas. You're gonna get offered beer.
That's customary throughout America, actually.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I hope so. That's a good custom.
Mhm.
So he says
He offered you the beer. He wanted to get you drunk first. That's what he wanted to do.
probably.
Get you drunk
so I
and
said, hey, I'm gonna stay out there in the woods, right on the campsite. He says, well, I'm staying in my truck,
Mhm.
and you come near me at night, I'm gonna shoot the shit out of you.
So that dude clearly didn't want to get raped.
No,
Or
No,
he
I
was,
think
like, baiting
that-
you into it.
that was a metaphor for I'm going to shoot the shit out of you, meaning I'm going to shoot my hot load deep inside your ass, basically. That's what that means.
That could have very well been his meaning, but I think
Right.
because that's when he pulled out his gun and he shot. So I think that's not what he meant.
So the
Maybe
dude
he
told
was
you,
worried
if
that
you roll up on me at night, I'm gonna shoot you. And he pulled his fucking gun out and shot the ground.
What the fuck?
Yep.
Jonas,
And this is a first person you have interacted with directly in America.
basically.
Leading up to this, okay, well that can't be true because he bought the bicycle, so he had to interact.
Oh,
with
yeah,
the
no.
I'm talking about like
But I'm-
personal
So
interaction.
right, so wait a minute. So what were you doing to this man to cause him to react so violently? Were you getting close to him? Did you put your arm around him? Did you kiss him? What happened to provoke this kind of response?
Well,
You can
I
be-
can
you
hear
can
you
be
not from Texas. Shooting a gun in the air at the ground is a customary way of saying hello in Texas.
Really?
You
But
know,
it sounded like he was angry, though. It sounded like he was like, if you come near me again while I'm sleeping in my truck, I'm going to shoot you. And then he shot the ground. It sounds to me like maybe you were getting a little too close for comfort and, he was a little uncomfortable and lashed out. Any truth to that?
well, as much as I would like that to be true, sadly it wasn't now. He was a real nice fella, though.
Interesting. So he
So
shoots
dude
the ground, and
literally
then
just
what
pulls
happens?
His gun off.
Did you
What?
what did you do? Were you
I
scared?
said, all right, I won't come near your truck.
What were you
And,
scared?
Not really, no. He was a real, as I say, he looked like a real nice fella.
He was beautiful. Was he handsome?
No,
No. Are you
I
sure?
mean, I
about
guess,
In a
If I was
rugged
a woman-
sense.
yeah.
that? If you
like,
were a
he was
cleaning
like-
lady,
If I was a cleaning lady, he would have been something.
you would bang him out. Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Would you be Would you be on the top or the bottom, Jonas? Are you a top or a bottom? Pitcher or catcher?
Gee,
Say top. Say top. Say top. Say
Top.
top. Say
Top.
top every time. Yep, you win.
Up every
You
time.
won the game.
All right.
Yeah.
So okay, so Jonas, you're with this guy, you're shooting. What's one of the other more memorable stories from your time in Texas?
Jeez.
Because you already said that you didn't have sex with anything. I don't know if I believe that
Oh.
entirely. So we'll let that one rest. You almost got shot by a guy that you tried to have sex with. All right, that didn't work out. What other situation were you in which you either A, feared for your life, B, were horny, or C, were maybe out of money and willing to do something that you would later be ashamed of?
Well, that's a tough question right there, bud.
I mean,
Let's see.
So is there multiple times that you felt like you would blow a man for money, or
yeah, how many
No,
times
that-
did that happen?
that did not actually happen.
You wanted that deep hot dick, didn't you, Jonas? Didn't you?
Yeah, but I ain't gonna tell you about
Oh, yeah, buddy. You just told us, bro.
I think like one of the best parts about this whole thing, like we haven't really gotten to go too deep into the actual parts of the story. Like one of the most remarkable things to me about the whole thing, and like all joking aside, is like the fact that this dude comes from a foreign country and goes to a
Right.
place that admittedly, looking like in the media, is like one of the least tolerant places in America.
Right.
Period. Like without a fucking shadow of a doubt, Texas is portrayed as not being like a really fucking receptive place when
Right.
you're talking about progressivism
Lawless,
overall. So you have
violent.
this dude who fucking comes over from nowhere,
Yep.
and me expecting this dude to fucking go and have like a terrible time ends up
Raped and
being
murdered.
accepted
Yeah.
the opposite. Like ends up being accepted by all of these fucking people who like
Right.
take him in to their homes, and he ends up being able to fucking live over here
That's awesome, right?
for like 6 months on like what? How much did you come over with, Jonas? Like $2,000,
Yeah,
$2,000 for
2
6
grand, so I
months.
left.
Right. I mean, that's tremendous right there. $2,000 for 6 months is not a lot of money, one. Did you encounter anyone at any time who was, besides the guy shooting the ground, who was who ever aggressed you or maybe, tried to steal from you or you felt was dangerous in any way?
No, really, no.
No. That's amazing.
Yeah,
No.
that's shocking.
Everyone
correct?
was Nice. Like real nice.
That's awesome.
I didn't expect that at all, and it ended up being like a really, apparently, like according to Jonas, like a really great fucking situation.
Good on
And it
Texas.
kind of,
Yeah.
it made me feel better about Texas. Like I want to move there now.
Right,
Like,
yeah,
for real.
you
Hell
have a
yeah.
better feeling. The thing is this,
Look-
though. One thing we're not taking into account is the fact that who is Jonas, okay? Why did he have a good time in Texas? Okay? It's a very short list, all right? I can tell you one thing. It's not because you're Belgian, Jonas, all right? And it's not because you're a nice guy who may be DTF or whatever. And it's not because you had money, because you didn't have any. It's because why? Why did Jonas have a good time in Texas? It's a very short list. Does anybody know? Anybody want to take a guess?
Because he didn't have an objective when he got there.
Because he didn't have an objective. Okay, that's one. But that's kind of that's hard to discern when you see someone. You can't tell like if they're objectiveless or have objectives. I'm talking about something much more shallow. There's a much more shallow, simpler reason why Jonas had a good time in Texas.
Because you get to enjoy America,
Because he got to enjoy America, right?
or what is represented as America.
But what does Jonas look like? When you look at Jonas, what do you see?
Like a normal 21-year-old dude.
Jonas, what color are you? What race are you?
I see where you're fucking
You're gonna
going.
go that way. Damn.
Are you Puerto Rican? Are you
Not
Mexican?
Quite, boy.
You're black.
I'm white, damn.
Jonas says he's black. Well, Jonas, you're definitely not black, okay? Sorry, you're not that cool. Jonas, what color are you?
I'm white.
What?
White.
White, yes, right? That's why Jonas had a good time. Let's stop deluding ourselves. It has nothing to do with the fact that Texans are nice or any more gracious than any other people in any other place. It's that Jonas is a white boy, tall, lanky, kind of awkward, goofy, kind of shameful, kind of embarrassing, kind of looking, kind of gangly guy. And he's
Jesus
just kind of
Christ, Ben.
well, he's
Yeah.
wandering through the Texas outback. Let's be honest. He's wandering through the Texas outback like some lost giraffe looking for some foliage, right? And
What the fuck is wrong with you?
People took pity on Jonas, and they wanted to help him out. You know, that's what it was.
Ben, I raise you. I take your long, gangly giraffe in Texas, and I raise you a receding hairline, middle-aged ginger in Japan.
Right? Exactly.
How good is that working out for you?
No, it's working out beautifully. Life is great.
Do people pick you up on the side of the fucking road?
Of course not, because I have money
Clamoring
and
for fucking barbecue.
No, okay, yeah, that's true. I don't get to eat barbecue, but I do shower. See, this is the thing, Jonas. You spent how long were you in Texas? For a month?
6 months.
6 months. And you didn't
sir.
shower once
He
while you were
showered.
in
He
Texas?
I
hooked up with
did shower.
families, Ben.
Okay, well, he said
Oh.
that he didn't have sex with anything, so I'm presuming that, he didn't shower.
You didn't shower. Shower. We had a podcast with a mathematician yesterday.
Yes.
Shower plus fucking six. Like the amount of times you shower over 6 months is not equal to the amount of times you have sex, although it may be relative.
No, but you'd think that he was there for 6 months, he would have had sex with something. Did you masturbate while you were in Texas, Jonas? You must have. You had to have.
That's a private matter, boy.
Boy, excuse me. I think you've forgotten who you're talking to, Mr. Jonas. Okay.
I think we talked about the trees already
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did have sex
and
with
the
trees.
dick damage. Yeah.
That's
So
right, dick damage. All right. Let's keep it moving then. The next issue, as Alan has reminded me of my receding hairline, which is not a receding hairline. Damn it! I have Sting's hair. I have fucking what's his name? Who played Dr. Watson in the Sherlock Holmes movies? I have Jude Law. I have a Jude Law hairline. God damn it! It's not going anywhere.
See, you can always take solace in the fact that even though that my hairline is as thick and luxurious as Clark Kent's, that I am still fat as Chunk from the Goonies.
Chunk.
So, it's receding hairline or like overloads of cellulite. It's kind of
fat
a
gut.
toss up. Yeah,
Well-
we all suck somehow.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Jonas sucks in a particular way, though. You know.
He's a fuck you, Ben.
No, I mean, I'm saying, I'm trying to say that in the best way possible. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, you know, there are things, like you said, where everyone is, you know, kind of blessed or cursed in different ways, and it just so happens to be that, you know, Jonas
is lucky enough to
like
go
sucks in meat.
backpacking and
Sometimes.
not have to sit at a fucking 9-to-5 job every day.
Yeah, as the cleaning lady, that must have been difficult. How do you fill that job description? I'm still curious as to how that works. Did you like Mrs. Doubtfire it? Did you like install a couple fake tits and go in there with like a curly wig? Like, how did that work?
What's a Mrs. Doubtfire?
Okay, never mind. Yeah,
Pop
Mrs.
culturing
Doubtfire.
out of a realm, Ben.
Yeah, this is a pop
yeah.
culture reference he's not getting. Is there
Well,
much?
you're-
Did you encounter much prostitution in Texas, or is there prostitution in Belgium? Let's just get to the point.
Hookers are legal in Belgium. So,
Hookers are
we go
legal
back
in
down.
Belgium.
Yes, sir.
So it's just kind of like a utility. You just like go down to where the hooker store is and like just purchase a hooker and bring her back
Yes,
to your.
sir.
That's interesting. Is it a lively business? Are there many women of the night in or ladies of the night in Belgium? Is that a regular
Yes,
thing?
sir. That is, we get them from Russia and stuff.
You get them from Russia.
Or from the Middle East or wherever they get them nowadays.
That's like a
where
pretty
you
normal
get them.
occurrence too, even in Japan. I remember
Listen-
being in Japan and them like featuring Russian girls at these fucking bars you would go to.
Oh,
It
the
was
Buy Me
bizarre.
Drinky bar off base.
Yeah,
I remember
That's
that.
even normal fucking in
There
Japan.
was like the one Russian there. They were
Yeah.
all like,
and then she
afraid
ran
was
away
a
2 weeks
spy.
later.
Right, yeah, that's what they do because she was a sex slave essentially. You know, these
Yeah.
people are.
Yeah, that's what they do here.
That's what they do in Belgium. They're sex slaves.
Yeah, they just basically, yeah.
Oh, what's your opinion of that? Do you think that's morally wrong? Do you think that's kind of a bad thing?
I guess this kinda.
Kinda. It's
I mean, I
kind
guess
of
it
bad to
depends on whether
human
you're
traffic
talking about
people.
slavery or if you're talking about like willing human interaction.
It sounds to me like
Because
they're
that-
not very willing. I don't know.
Well, I mean, we don't really know the full story behind how that even functions.
That's true. Yeah, we'd have to do
There's
more
like
research.
bad sections of it, but obviously there's legal
Yeah.
sections of it too. It wouldn't be legal if it wasn't at least somewhat morally gray.
Right. How do you feel
Yeah.
about that? Have you ever bought a prostitute before, Jonas?
I have not.
Not that you would admit, anyway. Let's say one of
Not
your
that I would
friends.
admit, yeah.
Let's talk about hypothetically.
Just to clear the air, I've had sex with prostitutes.
Yeah, you told me.
we'll put it out in the open, so then that way we know that, like, if I say it, Jonas should have no problem saying it.
Nice technique there. Kind of like baiting him into.
Yeah, well, I mean,
just-
I don't
yeah,
think it's
whatever.
that big of a fucking deal if you're in a legal country where it's legal.
So Jonas,
you're-
you had sex with a prostitute. This is like a self-help video. So you had sex with a prostitute. What was that? What did that experience like? What did that consist of? You went to a bordello or some kind of house? Do the women run themselves, or are there like shady, brutish men with guns like standing around looking very suspicious?
You talking to me?
I know I'm talking to Jonas.
Oh. Jonas said he has not had sex with a prostitute.
Well, he's obviously lying. Okay, I mean he's from Belgium.
Ben, do you have some like weird fucking like
Well, I wa-
bias toward Belgian people?
I want to know, like
Is
Jonas.
this relative to the Paris shootings, Ben?
Yeah, I
Do you
think maybe
that
it
just
might be.
because Jonas is from Belgium that
He's from-
he's a undercover Muslim shooter trying to infiltrate the podcast in
He's
order to somehow better understand American culture, so he can
He's from-
fucking infiltrate the White House and assassinate Barack Obama? Is
He's
that
from
what you're saying?
Belgian town. Oh no, nothing like that. I mean,
it feels like that.
well, I just want to know, Jonas, are you a virgin?
No, sir.
All right, so
Okay, now that I could question. The slowness of that response. I love you, and there's nothing wrong with that, Jonas, if you are.
I live in my mother's
But
basement and play
goddamn it,
World of
you live in a
Warcraft.
country where the shit is fucking legal to go just get some.
Yeah,
God
Jonas.
damn it.
Okay, Jonas, this is
Jonas.
what you need to do. You need to
We're gonna
get.
crowdfund you some pussy, dude.
We're gonna crowdfund you some pussy. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna set up a little Indiegogo for Jonas.
You get to
okay.
pick the one though, for real. I think
Don't.
that's fair.
He's got to pick a good one. All we're doing is giving him the money.
General consensus, actually. If everyone's fucking donating, then you get a chance to pick, and then we'll say whatever the general consensus of the crowdfund
That's
vote
what it should
is,
be,
That's
yeah.
who you get to put your penis in.
That's what we need to get. Are there websites, Jonas, where these prostitutes are made available online for people to peruse?
I never thought of that.
They're
Probably.
probably the menus are online. Jonas, get us some links to the prostitute menus, as I know that you have them all bookmarked in your browser history. And what we'll do is this: we're gonna get everyone to crowdfund you. All right, this is going to be Jonas's cherry poppin' festival. We'll call it.
Jonas, just don't talk
poppin'
because we're
Jonas's
assuming you're
cherry.
a virgin now.
Right.
And I
like
don't want to
a
know whether you are or
virgin.
not. We're just gonna
Right.
assume you are.
We're going to finance a prostitute for you. You're going to have sex with said prostitute and videograph the entire event, okay? Which might be.
Let's say pictures. Let's say one picture.
No, I want to see the whole video. You know, I have some questions.
That's kind of fucked, man.
Well, I want to know. I need proof. And you need to orgasm, okay? Inside the prostitute, okay? We need to incentivize this because we can't just send him out there with a mission and expect him to carry it out. We need to incentivize him somewhere. So
my God.
if you ejaculate inside the
Wait, can I stop you before
ahead.
we continue? Because I'm down to continue this, but everyone that's listening that is that is one of the families that helped Jonas get through Texas, I want to let you know that I followed this trip the whole way through, and it was fucking awesome, and I appreciate all of you guys. It was fucking great hearing your stories. Continue with talking about ejaculating inside the prostitute.
Okay, yes. So you ejaculate inside the prostitute, and then you'll be
Videotape
extremely
it.
famous. You'll be extremely famous after you do that. Sound good?
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I've got better things to do.
Better things to do than ejaculate
Yes, sir.
inside a prostitute,
Yes, sir.
such as
I want to go to Africa, damn it. Y'all want to start a Kickstarter or something?
To go to Africa.
Get me some money to get to Africa.
if we get
Dude,
you some money
fuck
to get
yeah.
to Africa, do you promise to have sex with an African prostitute?
I
when you
cannot
get there?
condone that.
Well, he could get the
I don't know.
he could get the HIV resistance.
Yeah.
Many African prostitutes have HIV resistance at this point.
I don't know if that's real.
You could be Charlie
No,
Sheen's best friend, Jonas. Think what you could do for
Mm.
Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen. Oh, damn.
It's a good fucking
No, I don't
American
think
right there.
Sweet, sweet Charlie Sheen. In all his glory.
He ain't too hot in my book.
Who is hot in Jonas's book? Jonas, if you had to bang one man from the United States, who would it be and why?
Oh, damn. Hell, probably Clint Eastwood or something.
Clint Eastwood is
They-
pretty
That's a
old
pretty
right now.
fucking
They'd
American
shoot you
choice.
before we even got that.
Yeah, he might do
So
that.
Jonas chooses assisted suicide by way of trying to fornicate with Clint Eastwood.
Death
That's
by Clint
actually a
Eastwood.
pretty American fucking choice. I feel like Texas has rubbed off on you in a good way.
Oh, that's a hell of a way to go.
If you're gonna have someone shoot you, you
Uh,
might as well have Clint Eastwood shoot you while you
Yeah,
try to
the man
fornicate
with
with
no
him.
name. That's the way to go.
Yeah.
Did anything else rub off on you while you were in Texas? Or did anyone
What?
else rub off on you? Really?
Raccoon strat.
What?
Raccoons.
Raccoons, yeah, but I whacked him in the head with a paddle.
Did you?
Uh,
You just
So
kept
Jonas
the
had a
paddle?
massive battle with a fucking pack of rabid raccoons.
He had a battle with a paddle.
Which, by the way, let's point out, this is off the fucking road in the dark, in the middle of the woods with no light
yep.
and a paddle.
That's
I'm assuming this
terrifying.
is when you were fucking going up the river for the 2 weeks that you were fucking paddling up a river in a canoe.
That was 3 weeks, but yeah, that was like the first night.
How much did the canoe cost?
Ooh, that was like $250.
And how much was your bike?
60, I think, or 40.
60.
Did you
I
buy it
think.
from Walmart?
No, I did not.
Damn it! I told you to buy it from Walmart, Jonas.
What
I
kind
know
of
they were way too expensive.
What kind of
Really?
guns did you shoot?
AR-15.
Nice.
America.
America.
Something 12 gauge.
Oh, so you shot a shotgun.
Spaz.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then a 20 gauge.
Mm.
And then
Sounds like another shotgun.
a Ruger. I think it was a 10-22.
Cool handgun.
I ain't real sure. The one the handgun was like a little rifle.
Oh, really?
What are
Oh.
the gun laws like in Belgium? Can you buy guns in Belgium?
Oof, I think you can buy bolt action and pump action shotgun, but I ain't real sure because it's way expensive. You gotta have like a license and you gotta renew it every year.
Yeah.
You can't shoot it anywhere anyways.
Yeah.
You can't defend yourself.
You can only buy shotguns though. You can't buy assault rifle like AK-47 bolt action.
No. Only the criminals have those.
Oh, that's convenient.
Nah, I know it.
What about the police? Well, don't they field assault rifles, MP5s
Yeah.
or Heckler and Koch?
I guess they do. We've got the Evan factory here in Belgium,
Okay.
and they make assault rifles, I think.
Now, Belgium, for those who don't know, maybe listen to Dan Carlin's podcast. Belgium was the center of a lot of the horrible fighting that happened during World War One. The awful trench warfare there. Are there still kind of echoes of World War One? Do you guys still reminisce about it? And if you can't fire weapons anywhere, and the police have a certain type of weapon, but you know the criminals have access to AK-47s, what's military service like in Belgium? Do you have to serve your country? Is there obligatory like there is in Switzerland or Sweden, or how does that work?
No, sir, we don't have to do anything for the military, really.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have a real small military. It's like 50,000 people or something.
Oh, wow. So do you have the option to join, obviously, but is it like
Yeah.
harder to get in? Where like in America, it's like normal as shit. Like they have recruiters that come to the high schools and like try to get kids
Yeah.
coming out of school. Is it like that in Belgium as well, or is it smaller?
No. I mean, I don't even know how to apply for
Oh, wow.
service.
Shit.
I wouldn't know how. I don't
So
think they
that's like-
need anybody.
That's like not even common knowledge there. Then here it's like before you're even leaving high school, they have like pull-up bars at the lunch. Like no shit. I don't know if I've ever told you this, dude.
No.
They have like you'll be at the lunch area.
Yeah.
Ben, I'm sure you've seen this shit. You'll be at lunch in high school and like they'll have pull-up bars and they'll like lure the kids in with T-shirts and shit. So it'll be like
Law.
if you do 20 fucking pull-ups, we'll give you a T-shirt and a fucking water bottle that says Marines on it.
Law.
It's kind of bizarre, like how
It's
fucking
kind of-
in other
yeah.
countries that's not normal.
It's
It's
a
like
little
not a normal
creepy.
fucking thing. It is. It's really fucking creepy.
All right.
It's kind of cool.
I think
America, I guess.
The grass is always greener there, Jonas.
I guess
we've
Jonas-
had that
Yeah.
discussion.
Jonas likes that idea. He might be open to that. Jonas, can you do 20 pull-ups?
Ooh, I know. I haven't tried.
Maybe you
Probably
should.
after that fucking trip, rowing up that river for 3 fucking weeks. I bet you could.
Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
You must have turned into the Belgian beast at that point.
Yep, pretty much.
Was it super difficult, like physically? Like, were you fucking having a hard time biking around and shit? And then did you notice that you could like move more distance as you went? Like, could you go faster like the longer you were fucking riding your bike?
Yeah. Now I did slow down a whole lot because of the like, it always got hotter and hotter.
Oh yeah, because you went like midsummer. When we started
Yeah.
talking about this, it was like end of like beginning of spring.
The end
Like-
of May is. when
Yeah,
I
Whoa.
that's when you
left.
fucking left.
What were you eating in order to sustain yourself? You said you had
Trail mix
grits.
mostly. Yeah, but I didn't actually eat those. They're
So what was your like main
They're
source
horrible.
of food? I remember you made me laugh when you fucking told me what you were eating for a long time. It's like trail mix and something else.
trail mix and tortillas.
I
that
hadn't
it?
heard the tortillas one yet, but I think it was like Pop Tarts or some shit.
Tarts.
Probably not
Oh,
Pop
what
Tarts if
was
you don't know.
That's not real substantive, is it?
Jeez.
No, that was the point.
Yeah,
But, like,
there's.
you were-
Like
Like-
on starvation diet, getting through his time in Texas, with the occasional barbecue.
Didn't you shoot
Yeah,
animals at some point? That one,
Yeah.
there was a interaction you had with a police officer that you told me about, where you guys had gone on a ride for a couple days. Actually, the guy had, I don't want to speak about his personal business on the air or whatever, but I guess he had like relationship problems. He wasn't with his wife anymore, and like you had ended up riding around with him for like a couple weeks. He bought you like some fucking high-powered pellet rifle, just out of his fucking pocket.
No, I that was actually me who paid for that. That was
Oh, I
before-
thought that dude bought that shit for you.
No.
Did he
I
at least tell
bought,
you what
but
to buy?
Yeah, like he went with me. He took me to Walmart and he said, "Yeah, you should probably get that one."
He was definitely trying to get in that ass.
Yeah, that dude suggesting pellet rifles to you was totally trying to.
I mean, for someone to just
a move on
randomly
you.
pick him up, though, like off the side of
there
the
was
street like that.
15 families that picked him up.
I know, that's why it's like Texas is kind of weird. Just saying, you know what I
So
mean?
you feel like Texas is rapey? There's gonna be a lot of Texas people listening to this that are gonna be
I
pissed.
know. I'm going to be hated in Texas. Texans, you know what I'm talking about. You don't just pick up random, dirty, smelly guys on the side of the road just
Yeah,
to
they
do
do.
it.
They did it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know,
they
but
did.
you don't do that. Like normal people teach their children not to do that. You don't pick people up like that. You drive past those people.
And that's
I might
why
be.
he didn't go backpacking in fucking Boston, Ben.
I know, right? Maybe it's a Boston thing, because like you're just more likely to get raped and murdered by picking up a random hitchhiker, perhaps in the Northeast, maybe than you are in Texas, or the fact that probably over 90% of the families that he interacted with had weapons on them at the time that they picked him
Probably,
up is
yeah.
probably
been.
why they picked him up. And probably
Yeah.
more often than not, you were basically shouted at and told to jump into the back bed of the truck. So they didn't even really have to sit with you. Is that correct?
No, actually, most people invite me into the cab.
Into the cab. But then they smelled
Yeah.
you and they were like, actually, can you get into the back of the truck? And you were like, yeah, okay.
No. 'Cause I always told them, like, look, I've been out for a couple of days. I probably smell. They said, I don't mind.
Oh, that's
Yep,
great.
right there.
That's great.
They're
They
I mean, you
like
have
that.
to think this like Texas. They all work outside in like 100 degrees.
Oh, what are you saying,
used to
Jonas? That all
what?
Texas people stink? Is that what you're saying, Jonas? That's what he's saying.
I thought the good part about it was it seemed like that. It seemed like the Texans were genuinely concerned with other people's view of their state. So like maybe the initial picking him up wasn't, maybe it really was just to help out for a minute. But like for people who he stayed with for long periods of time, it seemed like they generally wanted him to leave with a good impression of
Yeah.
America. And I think that was the kind of lesson that I took away from it. That even though like we live in these fucking places over here where like I live in South Carolina, I fucking hate it. I'll talk shit about it all day. I don't think people here are very fucking nice at all. But I think that there are places left in America where people fucking genuinely care about, about like how they're fucking portrayed publicly. I think that there's a lot of pride that goes into that, and it's
Right.
sort of fucking waning a little bit. And I think that's why that we're not as fucking strong as a country as we could be.
Right. we're addicted to fear on some level, and this is evidenced by the fact that Donald Trump is still leading in the polls.
Oh Jesus fucking
know-
Christ, that guy.
Damn Trump.
What do you make of the presidential election candidates from overseas, Jonas? Do you follow that at all? Do you know any of the people that are running?
Yeah, I know a couple names. I know Trump's on one side and Hillary's on the other side.
God, really?
Just replace Hillary with Bernie Sanders.
Yeah. What
and
about
you're good.
Bernie Sanders?
Oh God.
What do you think
heard
of
he's
Bernie
coming.
Sanders? He is the Jew, so you might not like him in Belgium. I don't know. Is there much anti-Semitism in Belgium? What do you think of Jewish people, Jonas?
I don't mind too much, as long as they don't get too
Nice.
close.
as long as they don't get too
Yo.
close.
He took
What?
that. He took that fucking lesson from the first dude he learned from Texas.
Oh
Don't
my
get too
God.
close. I'm gonna shoot you with my gun.
Goodness
Yeah.
gracious. But that's because he was trying to sexually aggress that man. That's why that man reacted in that way.
Probably.
You know? Yeah, exactly. See, he even admits it. Jonas, we're getting towards the end of the program. Where can people find out more about Jonas, and when is your book being released that you're writing about your
I will be
adventure in Texas?
ghostwriting.
I ain't writing no book.
I
Ain't
will be
writing no book.
ghostwriting his book. I will be ghostwriting this book for Jonas.
So
All
when
right.
Jonas,
Yeah.
when is your book being released? And it will be released in Belgian, I think. Belgian is like what? That language is like part what? Part
Dutch?
No, it's Dutch. But
It's
then
Dutch.
We have,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
but then we have parts of the country speaking French and then another part speaking German. It's
Interesting.
complicated.
That's so interesting.
It's always
The
been a really
ghosts of
interesting
World
part of the
War.
world, especially a part of Europe. It's like a very like weird part. Not weird, but like an interesting part of Europe.
Yeah, yeah. Anyone who's
so-
listened to Dan Carlin's, I think it's called Blueprint for Apocalypse or something. It's all about World War One. Would be very interested to check that out. Belgium is full of history, many battlefields,
Yep.
and terrible warfare that took place in Belgium as Germany tried to come down into France by way of Belgium, tried to drop on France like an anvil, and it didn't really work out for them, did it?
They fucked up.
And the second time over, did.
Oh, the second time it worked. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Did they come down the same way? Did they come down from
I
the
don't
north?
know how that exactly happened.
Anyway, they had deep, hard, hot sex with all of Belgium. That's definitely what happened. And it wasn't. It wasn't mutually consensual or whatever. Jonas, we want to thank you very much for being such a good sport and being on the program. Jonas,
All in good fun. All in good fun.
all in
man.
good
We're
fun.
just talking shit.
Yeah.
all in good favor. We wish you much luck on your adventure to Africa to have sex with that prostitute that we will be bankrolling, and we demand to see video evidence of internal ejaculation after the fact. Thank you very much for being on the program. Okay, will you? We want you to come back. Can you come back on the program after your Africa voyage?
Probably before that.
Before the
that's
Africa,
what
yeah,
I would do.
That
yeah. We
sounds
want to
good.
get
we'll
you
do
on
a preparation episode.
Yeah, we'll do a prep
Yeah.
episode, get you all your inoculations and everything, your malaria pills, your condoms, which you're definitely going to need if you're having
And
sex
if
with
we
African
can,
prostitutes.
and if we can, I'd like to do a podcast more focused toward the actual trip. Like, there is a lot of fucking good information we didn't get to today, and like,
Is there
I am
more?
excited to
Yeah.
get to some. Dude, the actual stories, like some of the shit that this dude has fucking seen. I wish I got to be with him. Like,
What-
if I get an opportunity, I would love to tag along with this fucking kid just to see some of this shit.
Well, yeah, we definitely
It's
want to.
ridiculous.
He just ends up in these situations. Yeah, we want to have you back on the program to discuss these things and more, Jonas. Thank you very much again. If you were entertained or educated by this podcast, which I know you were educated, this podcast was full of educational material, please click the PayPal link and donate. We are run 100% on user donations. Trailer Park Master Chef, check them out. Instagram, and that's it.
Getting back on the bus this week.
Back
I'll
on the
start
bus,
having some
go
new
round
content.
and round, round
My
and
back
round.
was out for a while. I couldn't cook in the kitchen. It was getting rough.
Well, you're
So
back in
I gotta
action.
put my apron back on, and in the words of Jonas, I gotta start being a cooking lady.
The cleaning lady.
Yeah, man.
Get my
Yeah.
slippers back on.
Outstanding. Jonas, thank you very much.
Well,
I
thanks for having
appreciate
me.
you coming on, man. Thanks for letting us fucking talk shit.
Well, thanks for having me.
You gotta get a better mic, and next time you come back, you can fucking retort better.
Yeah, I'll get on that one of these days.
All right,
Oh.
Jonas.
Hopefully soon.
All right. Take care, Jonas.
All right.